Today, I'm going over what took me 5 years to put together on a student and creator budget. This is 5 years of trying different setups and roasting your setups as well. This is your chance to roast me back. Now, everything I go over in this tour, desk setup tutorial, whatever, is going to be linked in the description, and I'll try to find the cheapest prices to put down there. But if you do find an alternative or something cheaper, comment down below and I'll add that in as well. Help out the community. So to start the tour, you're going to need a table. Now, the one I'm using is not actually an L table. It's actually 2 pieces put together, which is so much cheaper. What I've done is use 2 tabletops from IKEA called TableTOPs. And what's important is that they're both the same model. They're not the same dimensions, but the thickness is the exact same so that it flows seamlessly from one desk to the other. And these are both supported by adjustable legs, also from IKEA, called adjustable legs. And these allow you to incorporate any changes in the floor so that you get a seamless connection between the 2 tabletops. So it looks like an L table even though it's not. On top of the desk, we have felt desk mats, and I actually added these recently because it's getting colder now. I've got 2 different kinds. The only difference is the color and the dimensions, but they are very nice. Now, you got to be careful. You can't just go buy any desk mat. There's a lot of cheap and some really expensive desk mats that actually cause a ton of problems. They shed a ton of fabric that can get into your computer, that can get in the air and it cause you to sneeze and get wheezy. And some of these carpety mats can get very smelly as well over time. So just be careful. The one I'm using, it's relatively good. It's very well made. There's been no shedding, no piling up of the fabric. So it's been good overall. I did get the smaller variant as well for my camera gear, just to kind of give it a protective area to put all my lenses, cameras, my life savings. Now, for my main peripheries, let's do keyboard. I've got my keyboard. I don't know who made my keyboard. It was a sponsor who never got sponsored. They sent me this keyboard for free. I didn't use it initially. I was using my old RAZER keyboards, my RAZER Tournament Edition. This RAZER keyboard is like my 4th RAZER keyboard. I go through RAZER keyboards because they keep breaking for some reason. Now, you're gonna learn in a minute that I'm a RAZER fanboy. I have been a RAZER fanboy since 2012, so I've been there. Now, I just wanted to give your ears some good loving, so I'm gonna let you hear in on what a good keyboard actually sounds like. That sounded pretty good, right? Now I'm gonna let you hear in on what the same switch type, so red switches, sounds like from a RAZER keyboard. Now, switches are all about personal preference. I personally love red linear, especially high quality red linear keys, but definitely check out green, check out brown and purple. It's a ton of fun. Now, the mouse, I am using a RAZER mouse that I'll show you guys here. I have, again, gone through so many RAZER mice since 2012. Like, I bought the RAZER Mamba with my dad's money without telling him. So that did happen. That was an insanely awesome mouse at the time. Now, they had the RAZER Ouroboros at the time as well. That was fantastic. But like the mice game, the gaming scene, I'm in there. Bro, she's grabbing the money. She's grabbing the money. Now, you saw this big booty demon scurry back from that room. Now, this mouse does have 2 macro buttons, which I can customize to do anything. For editing videos and for the creator side of things, I have one of the buttons set to automatically cutting a clip wherever the mouse is, and the second button detaches the audio from the video file so that I can edit the audio separately. Obviously, when it comes to gaming, depending on what kind of game it is, I can customize those 2 keys for whatever function I want. So just having that functionality is amazing. Now, the mouse is on top of a glass mouse pad. This is something that I started doing, I don't know when. I was using the, classic felt mouse pads, and then I moved on to plastic mouse pads where the mouse moves a lot faster, and now I'm using glass mouse pads where the mouse just like slides like it's on glass. That's the point. A lot of the games that I play require very high DPIs. They don't require it, but you're just better if you use higher DPIs and a mouse pad that is super slick. So I'm talking about Dota 2 and MOBAs and games like that, where having that additional slick gives you an advantage in those games. However, it's not necessarily required, and I don't think outside of that there are any real advantages to having a glass mouse pad. And also dumb expensive, just unruly. This one that I have right now is called like SkyPad. I bought this for less than 20. This is like back in 2021. There was no hype around glass mouse pads, and so I bought it. I've been using it. Now this thing is over, like, it's almost $100. I kid you not. It was like 18 bucks when I bought that glass slab. Now it's like near $100. The same brand, same dimension. So I don't think it's worth $100. Don't pay that much money for a glass slab. Again, it's just glass. But that's what I'm using. So that's what I kind of have gotten used to. It matches the color scheme of my entire setup, so I'm fine with it. Now moving on to the monitor, I'm using a Gigabyte ultra-wide curved display monitor, which I bought for a lot of money. This was actually closer to $300. It's a lot. That's a lot for me. If you got it, you got it. Okay, but like $300 for a monitor was a big money spend, big move back in 2020 when I purchased it, but honestly it's looking real good. So these days monitors have become a lot thinner, but this still doesn't feel like a dinosaur. Like, it's still relatively thin, it's held up incredibly well, the picture quality looks fantastic. I have absolutely no problem with the refresh rate because like it was made for gaming. So it is a gaming monitor, even though it's an ultra wide curved display. A lot of games you wouldn't really want to play in an ultra wide scene or setting, but it just works really well for me. Obviously though, when you do start using ultra-wide displays or ultra-wide monitors, you are not going back. You will never be able to go back to a regular monitor because once it's like heated steering wheels. Once you get used to it, you're not going back. You're gonna actually complain if you have to go back. So all I'm gonna say is, if you do try using an ultra-wide monitor, curved display, that you might not like. Curved display, I feel, is like a preference. So some people are really gonna love having an ultra wide curved display. Some people are not going to be about it. So that's one thing where you're going to have to test that out for yourself. But ultra wide displays, everyone can use. Those are fantastic. And my ultra wide monitor is held up by a mount which is offset, which I also purchased back in 2020 when I purchased this monitor. These offset monitor mounts were scarce back in the day. Like, nobody was making them. You essentially would be able to buy them if the monitor manufacturer, like for example LG, made the mount and it came with the monitor. You wouldn't be able to buy these like offset monitor mounts separately. They were rare basically. So I was able to find one on Amazon and I bought it, and so far it's been holding up incredibly well. Now the reason I'm not going to necessarily recommend the one that I have is there are a lot of options now. I've got the one that I have in the links in the description, but now a lot of people are preferring these like offset monitor mounts. So there's a lot of competition and that drives prices down. So definitely look around, look at the reviews, see what people are saying about the monitor mount. But having an offset mount just gives you a lot of advantage. Now you have a ton of space underneath the monitor to put all kinds of different things. If you're a creator, you can slide your like XLR and audio controls, and if you're a streamer, you can slide your Steam Deck under there. There's just a lot of things you can do. If you're a student, just slide your like notepads and things like that underneath so that they're at the ready. Whenever you need them, boom. You know, that's kind of how I have it set up. I have a little bit of everything. I have my Steam Deck under there. I've got some notepads under there. Like, there's just things going on. I just think having an offset monitor mount is the way to go. Now for streaming, I am using these LITONES lights, these conference lights or video conferencing lights, whatever you want to call them. They're from Amazon and they are sponsored, but they only sent me one. I actually purchased the second one with my own money because they work really nicely. Now I use them for two purposes. One is obviously when I'm recording the gaming videos for the gaming channel. These come in handy because they are super diffuse, so the light doesn't look unnatural. It looks good. It's super diffuse front and back. But the second reason I use them is for product photography. So sometimes I do top-down video for my products on the black felt mat because it doesn't reflect too much light. And these lights on the two sides give a really nice gradient so that the video or the picture just looks really nice. One of them is clamped on and the other one is set down on the desk. So you do have different options. You can also adjust them to different settings, different heights, what have you. They just look overall really nice. The mic that I'm using is this Maono video mic, which is also wireless. This was also sent to me by Maono, and I've been using it ever since because it works really good, but it's got some insane features I've never seen in any other mic. So I'm using this mic to do both my tech videos like this one, voiceovers for these videos, but I'm also using it to do my gaming videos. So obviously I need a mic to speak into. Currently, I'm using this USB-C cable to connect the mic directly to my tower PC, and then I can record voiceovers without having to do any major changes, and the voice is very crispy and sounds very good. They also have an app that has 4 EQ presets to really fine-tune recording to enrich your voice, and it has built-in noise cancellation. So background noise, I have a boiler in the room, all of that gets drowned out and it still sounds very nice. There's some AI features that allow us to have that very fine precision of noise cancellation. Now, the mic is actually insanely versatile. And it's the first time I've seen a mic that can be used wirelessly with a 60-hour battery life. So for example, this adapter that comes with the box can connect to your Android or iPhone, and you can start to use this mic wirelessly. So you get the same deep, crispy podcast sound, but without any massive cable connections. I mean, they give you an XLR output as well, so you can use that if you have an XLR input or the USB-C, or just go wireless. And if you are thinking about using this for podcasting, it does have dual recorder. So if you do have 2 people, it has that specific 2 people mode to record 2 different voices at once. Or the way I use it mainly is just single recording front on, and I make it sound real good. Now this stand comes in the box, so this is a default stand, but the one that I'm using on my desk is the ELGATO mic arm. This is overpriced. I would not recommend buying it. I've got it linked in the description, but there are so many cheaper mic arms you can get. Now, the one thing to look out for when you do get a mic arm is the elevation. Because I'm using a monitor mount and my monitor is a little bit higher off the desk, you want your mic to be able to come over the monitor, especially if you have ultra wide, because otherwise the mic is going to be pushed way too far off to the side and it won't even reach you. So in order to get that reach, the monitor mount does go over the monitor and come up from above. In order for it to achieve that, it needs a RAZER. So this specific mic arm has a RAZER that allows it to elevate a little bit extra, a couple like 6 inches more, so that I can successfully, clear that monitor and come over and come kind of right here, right in front of me where I need it, so that I can actually speak into the mic and get really nice sound. But my point is, there's a lot of mic arms now. Just make sure you're getting that specific raising function, and otherwise just look for the best price, because mics themselves aren't that heavy. This is super light. It's very light. So just go for whatever you can get that's cheap, but also gives you that extra raise so that you can get that clearance over the monitor. As far as some additional desktop peripheries, I do have an extension cord thing that clips onto the desk. I saw somebody else use these. They had like a really cool like ergonomic one that was like kind of floating. I don't have that kind of money. This was like 14 bucks and it looks really good. It works the function and it has a ton of functionality. Like I can connect multiple different plugs, but also I've got USB-C inputs, I got USB regular inputs, and charge all kinds of devices. So just having one brings your functionality and productivity up to the moon, because now you can charge a ton of things right on the surface of the desk. And that's kind of why I went for a bigger tabletop, so that I can have all that extra space to kind of just have a designated area to charge different things, whether it's a tablet, my cameras, my mics, whatever it is. My speakers for the monitor are coming from Logitech. These were like 18 bucks back in 2020 when I bought them. Now they're like $70 to $80. The same exact Logitech speakers. I bought these from Best Buy, and the same ones at Best Buy, they're just all black now, no other difference. They're like $80. So I don't know, they sound fantastic. They're not insane. They don't have any like crazy bass or anything like that. There's a nice volume knob, and that's about it. As far as my tower PC is concerned, I made an entire video going over exactly all the components that went into building that PC. So if you're interested, definitely check that video out. I've got it linked in the description below. I'm not gonna get too deep into that tower PC other than it's massive. And so I kind of had to plan and make sure that I had enough space to showcase that beautiful piece of art, because otherwise, it would have been underneath the desk or stashed somewhere in some corner, and a PC like that deserves to be, looked at. And finally, in the back corner, I've got the SKADIS. Now the SKADIS kind of goes all over my walls because I could use shelves. I didn't want to use shelves. Shelves are overused, so I wanted to go with something different. I think I've now overused SKADIS. Obviously, it's an IKEA pickup. A lot of people know about these, and I've got like all kinds of different of their accessories plugged in, like shelves, elastic cords, hooks as well for my headset, and all kinds of different things. But first of all, I've set up like a little camera station where I have all of my camera cards, my camera gear, and all of my different cameras and lenses all stay in that one area, and it stays next to my Kingston workstation. This is like key to any creator's life. Like, it makes your life so much easier to have all of your different SD card readers and USB card readers in one place. Now, because I have a lot of filming to do, this channel, the Panic Gaming channel, the Wangan Loop channel, all of those different SD cards are being processed in that one center before they're sent out to the editors. So essentially, all the SD cards will move straight from my camera straight to the Kingston workforce, and that's also why all of my Kingston inputs are SD cards. So far, I have one open slot, and I haven't made up my mind what I want to use it for. Kingston also has USB-C and USB inputs, so they have a bunch of varieties that I could go through, but so far, I haven't made a decision. But it's so important to have an SD card reader like that. Now I'm gonna end with everything I have on the SKADIS because that's kind of all that's left. First of all, I do a lot of leather work, so you're gonna see some leather here and there. All those bags I made, like your boy, you know, horse stitching and all of that, your boy knows. So we were doing all of that. I just, for some reason, I got into like leather work, and then I just like balled out and made a bunch of leather stuff, and I got really good at making bags too. I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty good at heat stamping and foil stamping and like testing all kinds of things. We do that. But also there are mics up there that I never use because now I use the DJI mic, so I'd never use those Rode wireless mics, but they're still there just in case I need them. I also have a setup for a bunch of my camera adapters, so different adapters like the mic or thread adapters for cameras, for mics and things like that, I have at the ready to go. And I also have extra adapters in my Alex drawers, also from IKEA. And on the back SKADIS, I've got my headset. So right now I'm using this Logitech G733. Guys, these cost 150 bucks plus, okay? I bought them for $30 back in 2022 when I started my gaming channel. So I don't know how I'm doing it, but like back then those were super cheap. Now, like I said, they're like, I checked before I was making this video, I looked through all of these like different items I've had, and it blew my mind how high the price has gone on those Logitech headsets. Now the headset themselves, fantastic, they work perfectly fine. There's no leather, so like there's no super tight airtight seal so that, you know, you start sweating, especially with long gaming sessions. They're fully fabric. They have a very soft fabric inside. It's not memory foam, which in my opinion is a little bit too hard for headsets. They just have a really nice soft fabric that's worked really well. It hasn't gotten soft or anything like that over, you know, 4 years. And they have a really nice elastic tech that doesn't actually sit on your head. It like just gently pushes down so you don't get that like weird head syndrome. And of course they have very long battery life. Now the worst part about those headsets is the mic. I don't use the mic that came with the headset. It does have a mic. It sounded garbage. It sounded like I was talking into a radio transmitter. So I left that mic. I use my mic. Okay, I have a much better mic for my gaming videos to give your ears that good loving. The 23 subscribers on my gaming channel get that real good loving. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, so that's the headset that I'm currently using, and that is overall the entire desk setup that took me way too long to come up with. So I'm using all of the lights that you see, like the RGB lights in the background, are GOVEE light. I stand by GOVEE. GOVEE never sponsored me, but their lighting stuff works so well. I've gone through so many of these LED strips that constantly break down on you. Okay, that's just something that they do. GOVEE never has broken down on me. I buy these for everything, okay? Not just the GOVEE LED strips, but like, you don't see lights on the roof right now, they're all GOVEE. The light bulbs themselves are GOVEE. I can't have them on when I'm recording because the camera will flicker. So they have a different hertz or refresh rate or flicker rate, whatever it is. But all of my lights are from GOVEE. I stand by GOVEE. They really work super, super well. That's it for the 2025 desk tour, studios tour, whatever it is. Not a studio tour, just a desk tour. I am now going to be moving in a couple of weeks. So that'll say bye-bye. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found something useful, something you might want to incorporate into your own setup. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. below. I would really appreciate you knowing. I mean, I would really appreciate you telling me what you found interesting so that maybe I can come up with something new. But if you have ideas of your own, leave them in the comments. I'm really interested to find how I can make it better as well. You know, we're coming up to the holiday season. Black Friday is coming up, so that means we should have some interesting deals to, you know, sift through. So I'm interested in seeing what you guys find. But until next time, take it easy. Peace.